Jim Trotter, you've been covering the NFL for a long time. You've dealt with Bill Belichick for a long time. There's a scene in Get Out I always think about. Little Rel, his character, is talking to Rose, the character of Rose, after his friend Chris has gone missing. He's gone missing. He called up Rose, saying, "Hey, what happened to Chris?" He said, "I think he took an Uber." Rose says she's lying, and Little Rel is going to record her, but she figured him out, and he was like, "Ooh, she's a genius." He was so frustrated. She's a genius. And the same thing with Bill Belichick. He's so frustrating. He's so condescending. He's so smug. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's a genius. He's a frustrating, evil genius, I tell you, Jim Trotter, because those questions were all fair. Tell me, if your students in your great class at San Diego State that you teach, sports journalism class, if your students are asking Bill Belichick those questions, you don't have a problem with your students, right? Those are fair questions.
No, they're absolutely the questions that, as a fan, you would want a reporter to ask. And a lot of times that's what I say to students and even to myself is we're there to ask questions that the public would want to ask. We're that conduit. So no question. I would not have a problem with that. But, after all these years, and because I don't cover Bill Belichick on a daily basis, I kind of at times get a
That's why you look so good. That's why you look so young. That's why you look 20 years younger than you actually are, because you ain't got to deal with him every day. He will put, if I had hair on my head, it would be all gray. I'd have fewer wrinkles. I'd have fewer wrinkles and less stress. But then again, life has been good with Bill Belichick, but still,
yes,
there's some moments. There's some moments.
I'm not gonna take you there,
but you haven't. Yeah, but you said you haven't had to deal with him. But what?
But in a weird sort of way, from a distance, I get a kick out of seeing him trying his best not to answer these questions. And when he pauses, he knows he is trying to formulate an answer in his mind to see what he can say that will most frustrate those who are asking the question. And the answer may not have anything to do with what the question was, not that he cares, but it's just, so right. you can just see him wanting to frustrate those on the other end. And from afar, from someone who doesn't have to deal with it on a daily basis, it makes me laugh at times, man.
Jim, my favorite one last night was, okay, who's your starting quarterback? That was a question. Who's your starting quarterback? That's just, okay, I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to give me a name. Who's your starting quarterback? He said, we just finished the game. So what? So okay, so what? Okay, if I ask Andy Reid after their win on Sunday, who's your starting quarterback? Andy Reid's going to say it's Patrick Mahomes. If I ask Doug Peterson after their loss, they're 2-5 now. If I ask Doug Peterson, who's your quarterback? He's going to say Trevor Lawrence. And I ain't even have to ask Frank Reich. He told us that Matt Ryan is no longer his quarterback. Sam Ehlinger is. So why can't you answer the question, who's your quarterback? See, this is where he's so annoying. He really is. And so last night I was thinking about this, Jim. I was on my way. I was on my way to working in the Cleveland media when Bill Belichick got his first win as a head coach. I was in the fall of 1991. First win, his quarterback was Bernie Kosar. He's the coach of the Cleveland Browns. Win number 1 of his career. Win number 324 of Bill Belichick's career, little Bailey Zappi, who's listed at 6 feet. He's probably like 5'10 and a half, 5'11. Can barely see over the line of scrimmage, okay? So that's number 324. But in between, Jim, you don't get all those wins by being indecisive about the quarterback spot. As a matter of fact, Bill Belichick has been just the opposite throughout his career. He makes firm decisions about his quarterbacks, and he has a long history of pissing them off because of those firm decisions. Like Bernie Kosar couldn't stand him. And Drew Bledsoe couldn't stand him, and Tom Brady can't. It's in the middle. Couldn't stand him for a while because he didn't get the contract that he was looking for. And right now, you better not put your drink down when Mac Jones is around, or send the food back to the kitchen and have Mac Jones cook it up for you, because you don't know what Mac Jones is going to do. He ain't happy with Bill Belichick. Yeah, Belichick has made his season miserable. Belichick has made Mac Jones' season miserable.
Absolutely, he has. But I would say this too: if you're Mac Jones, you ain't got a reason to talk here. Now you haven't played very well either.
I want to hear. I want you to tell me why.
I know where you're gonna go. Go ahead. I know what you're gonna tell me.
It's legitimate.
Go ahead.
Is it not legitimate? Okay.
It is.
Look, Josh. You knew Josh McDaniels is only a matter of time that Josh McDaniels is going to get a head coaching job. Hope he holds on to it. It's only a matter of time. He's going to get a head coaching job. He leaves for Las Vegas, and Mac Jones had the 5th most passing yards of any rookie quarterback in history last year. 3,800 yards, over 3,800 yards, Pro Bowl appearance, really playoff appearance, good season, and the best season of his cohort, of his quarterback cohort in the first round. But you can't replace, Jim, you just can't replace Josh McDaniels with Joe Judge and Matt Patricia. And if you're going to do that, you're going to replace Josh McDaniels with Matt Patricia as your offensive coordinator. Go ahead. You got 324 wins in the pros. I got 0. So you got all the credibility on this, Bill Belichick. Why would you then make Matt Patricia your offensive line coach as well? So you had a first-time offensive coordinator and a first-time offensive line coach doing the job that 2 people should do. So he's got an inexperienced guy doing a job for the first time in 2 different categories. All right, like it's no mom and pop operation. It's New England Patriots, the National Football League, multi-billion dollars. They're acting like a lot of these joker companies who say, hey, we can't meet our budget. We're going to have to make some cuts. And a lot of them are lying when they say it. And they're not multi-billion dollar companies. New England Patriots, one of the richest franchises in football, you can't afford to bring in 1 offensive line coach and 1 offensive coordinator. You have 1 guy doing 2 jobs. So, yes, they have done a disservice to Mac Jones. It's a disservice.
Can I stop you for 1 second and ask this question?
Yes.
Who flipped our personalities? Because I'm loving this Michael Holley. This Michael Holley is like laying it out. Normally that's Jim Trotter who's talking like this. But this is Michael. I feel like now we've switched roles where I'm like, hey, step back for a minute, calm down, take a breath.
I can't.
Nope. The floor is yours. Get it. I'm loving this.
Yeah. I mean, but I think that's the problem, though. That really is a problem with Mac Jones. He was looking, and you can't always guarantee. It's the NFL. It's big business. So if you do well, and the coach who is coaching you is in position for a promotion, he's probably going to get it because of what you did for him. And so Mac Jones should have seen this coming halfway through his rookie year. A guy comes out of Alabama, goes right into the Patriots and becomes a starting quarterback and leads them to 10 victories. Yeah, so people are going to get promoted over that. And that's what happened to McDaniels. So, but I'm saying he should have, I think he's been pouting a little bit about no McDaniels.
Right.
I understand that. And he should understand that's business. But the replacement for Josh McDaniels, I don't know who they sat down and talked to. Did they open up the job to a diverse pool of candidates and get the best people for the job? I don't think so.
Are you sure you're going to get a Christmas card from Bill Belichick this year?
You know what? I will get a Christmas card from Bill Belichick, and I got to call him out on his Christmas cards. His Christmas cards are pretty much, can I call him out on this? Can I tell you what the Christmas cards are? I don't know what the Christmas cards are.
Okay.
So they look really, He's got a great signature. Bill Belichick does. He's got a great signature. Very, very elaborate B's. The B's are elaborate. So it's like B, Bill, and B on the Belichick. But they're really like rubber stamped. So it's like, Happy Holidays, Bill Belichick. And that's it. He sends them to everybody. He sends them out. It's too late to take me off the list now. It's almost November.
You are amazing. I'm loving this Michael Holley. I'm loving this version of Michael Holley. Bring it. Bring it. Look, let me say this.
Oh, my goodness.
Everything you were saying is true. As far as Mac Jones, too, last year, look, some of the numbers he put up, let's not forget he had an extra game. So I always hate when they say, fifth most among any rookie of all time. Well, you added an extra game.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
so,
that's
but that's neither here nor there. And we know he had some games.
But before you continue, let me just say, 20-second timeout. In one of those games, his coach only let him throw 3 times in Buffalo.
Because why? Because why?
It was a windstorm.
Would he have done that with Tom Brady?
Stop it.
Would he have done that with Tom Brady?
He would have tried. Tom Brady wouldn't have listened. He would have tried. He would have tried. Tom Brady was like, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. That's a nice, that's cute, Bill. That's real cute. I'm not doing it.
Okay. All right. The other thing here, I'll say this about the Patriots. There is reason for concern from Belichick's standpoint. When you start looking at the schedule going forward and what they got coming up, look, they got the Jets twice in their next 3 games. Then they got Minnesota, who's 5-1. They got Buffalo. They got Arizona, who now with D-Hop back may play better. You talk about the Raiders and where are they going to be at that point. Then you go Cincinnati, Miami, and Buffalo again. Patriots are in a tough spot here. And they have got to start playing better. And the thing that surprises me most about the Patriots, and I know we all want to focus on the offense and the quarterback situation between Jones and Zappi, but there are some uncharacteristic things defensively, too. When you talk about New England being 28th in the league on third down defense, being 25th in the league in rush defense, that's not normally a Bill Belichick coached defense. And so from that standpoint, I think that there are reasons for concern with this club on both sides of the ball when you look at their upcoming schedule and who they're going to play.
Yeah, you're right. You're so right, Jim. The thing that stood out to me last night, I haven't done my due diligence. I'll admit this. I haven't followed up. There's so much negativity and so much bad stuff to look at that I have fallen short in this category. At one point in the game, third quarter, I was going to say ABC, ESPN put up a stat about the Patriots having the 3rd most turnovers in football. And that was before a couple more turnovers from Bailey Zappi and the offense. So all the things you say are true, not really a shutdown defense, or they don't shut you down when they really need to. They really struggle with mobile quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson had his way with them, but Lamar Jackson has his way with a lot of people. But Justin Fields, who really has a problem throwing the football at times, was able to complete some passes and run his way out of trouble multiple times. And as you pointed out, they got Josh Allen coming up, and Josh Allen can run it and he can throw it. So they got some real issues coming up, but they're not able to stop people on defense. And they turn the ball over a lot. If I say they've got 2 quarterbacks, they can't figure out who they're going to play among the 2 quarterbacks. They turn the ball over a lot. They can't stop anybody on defense. They have a rookie offensive coordinator who's also offensive line coach. So the offense doesn't look great, nor does the offensive line. Trent Brown last night having some problems. You know what that sounds like? Sounds like a bad team, right? They're a bad team. I think, and I'm not... But what?
They are 3-4 in an NFL where parity reigns. So this is not a club that is going to make a run to a Super Bowl. But as I said to someone earlier when talking about even the 49ers, being sub 500 right now really means nothing because the difference between there are a few elite teams, right?
Okay.
And then there are a bunch of everybody else's who are all going to fight for playoff spots. So I don't think as bad as the Patriots may be playing and whatnot, it would be foolish to write them off in terms of making the playoffs. Now, if we're talking about competing for a championship, no, they're not going to compete for a championship. Right. But they're going to stay in the conversation for the playoffs just because that is our NFL today. That's what Pete Rozelle wanted back in the day, was parity, parity, parity. And I'm not saying parity, P-A-R, parity. I'm saying parity in terms of P-A-R-I-T-Y.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.